Why? Why do you do the things you do? Why do you get up early? Why do you stay up late? Why do you work so hard to obtain everything you want to obtain? Like, you got to know your why. And if you don't know your why, it's going to be easy to quit when life gets hard. It's going to be easy to give up when things might not be going your way, when that motivation might fade, when the inspiration might be gone. It's going to be easy to give up because you don't have a true foundation. You don't have a reason behind the grind. You don't have a reason behind the work. You might have a reason actually, but you don't have a real reason, a true reason. Chasing money alone, that's not a good reason. Chasing validation alone, that's not really a good reason. Chasing comparison, that's not a good reason. Like, you gotta have a why. You gotta have a motivation to get up each and every day. You gotta have a reason to get up and show up every day. A reason to work, a reason to grind, a reason to stay up late when it, suits it. A reason to get up early when it's time to get up early. Like, your why determines how far you really go, how far you really make it. Will you make it in this field that you want to make it in? Will you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish? Like, your why determines that. Your why fuels your consistency. It fuels your discipline. Because like I said, that motivation, bro, it's going to come and go. The inspiration is going to come and go. But what stays is your purpose. What stays is your why. Like, when that feeling leaves of wanting to get up and work and wanting to get up and grind, your why is what keeps you moving. Your purpose is what keeps you moving. What you do it for is what keeps you pushing, what keeps you going when times might get tough, when times might get hard. So if you have a weak reason, if you have a weak why, you're going to have a weak commitment. You're going to have a weak discipline. Like I said, that chasing money alone, that could be a decent reason to start. That could be a decent reason to chase after whatever it is you want to chase after. But when you don't see the results, bro, it's going to be hard to keep going. When you don't see that money flowing in, it's going to be hard to get up and work. It's going to be hard to get up and grind. And that's why I say a lot of times, like, you really got to focus on your systems and the process and the journey and the grind rather than just the results, rather than just the success, rather than the money. You got to focus on your why. Why do you get up each and every day? Why do you post a video every day? Why do you go to work every day? Why do you make these businesses and make these phone calls each and every day when you could be doing something totally different? Why? Like, you really got to sit down and think about that, bro. I had a time last night where I was just sitting and journaling about my why. And that's what kind of forced me to make this video. Not forced me, but it's kind of inspired me to make this video about just having a why and reflecting on what your why is. Like, you really got to have a strong reason to get up and do it when it's hard, when you might fail a lot, when you might take a couple L's. But what keeps you going each and every day? It can't be chasing validation either. Like I said earlier, like, it gets to a point where you chase so much validation and you might get that validation, but it doesn't complete you. It doesn't fulfill you. Like, if your goal is so shallow to where it's just, I want money, or I want validation, or I want to be compared to these people. Like, if your goal is that shallow, the effort you put in will be shallow too. The time you put in, the energy you put in, like, all those things will be shallow. So it gets to a point where your why kind of has to be bigger than you, bigger than yourself, bigger than what you want in life. But your why should be about your family. I'm not saying it should be, but me personally, bro, a lot of the why that I do this, a lot of the reasons I do this is my family, my future, kind of my purpose, my calling. I told y'all the story before where the reason I started this is because I felt it was my purpose. I felt it was my calling to do this. Like, I spent a lot of time with God just praying and asking, like, why am I here? What am I supposed to do here? What's my reason for being here? What's my purpose? And he kind of answered that. So that's part of my why. And a lot of my other parts of it is my family, what I want for myself in the future, what I want for the people around me in my future, and all the people that I'm trying to help along the way, or all the people that I'm meant to help along the way. Like your why has to be more than you, bro. Because when you accomplish everything you want to accomplish, it's going to be hard to keep going. It's going to be hard to reach that next level. Because like I always preach and I always say, there's always another level you can reach. But when your why is just catered to you, when you accomplish everything, there's kind of no other level to reach. You know, there's nothing to motivate you to keep going and motivate you to reach another level. So when it's bigger than you, you show up even when you don't want to, because you have that thought in your head of, I got to make sure my family's straight. I got to help these people out. I have a purpose here. I have a calling here. My future depends on what I do today. You know, so when it's bigger than you, it's easier to show up when you don't want to. It's easier to show up when you're not motivated. It's easier to show up and be disciplined even when you might be tired, or even when you might not feel like getting up. That's what it is, bro. Like your why has to be bigger than you. And the reason you do this is really what gives you direction along the way, bro. Like your why is going to filter some of your decisions. Your why is going to shape a lot of your habits. It's going to shape a lot of your routines. Like when you know your why, and when you know the exact reason you get up and do this every day, the exact reason you get up and work every day, distractions lose power, because your distractions don't have time in your day anymore. Your distractions aren't pulling you side to side anymore, because you know why you're doing this. You know where you want to be, and you know the direction that you need to go in order to get there. You know the steps you need to take in order to get to where you want to go and kind of accomplish this why, kind of achieve this why. So I say all this to say, bro, like I said, I was spending time last night writing this down, and I feel like it was really powerful just seeing it on paper and kind of knowing why I'm doing this. And if you don't have a why yet, bro, that's fine. Like you have time to get one, but I suggest you get a why, because when the motivation runs out, when you don't feel like doing it anymore, your why is what's going to keep you going. So write it down, bro, protect it, live by it every single day. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button on the way to 800 subs. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all in the next one.